Hello, so last week we looked at using your iPad to turn it into an interactive whiteboard to teach from. Talk about the benefits of this, as you don't have to stand down the front of the class, you're not constantly turning your back on people, you can get your class involved by putting the iPad down in front of them rather than getting them to go to the board. Loads and loads of different ways that it really changes the dynamic of your classroom for teaching. And we looked at using Explain Everything, which is a great way to do it. But the price of Explain Everything these days is about $14.99 per app, which is, in this day, it's just not doable for schools. So in this video I'm going to look at using Microsoft Whiteboard and Google Jamboard for those people who have the Office 365 accounts or the G Suite for Education accounts in school. Talk you through some of the nice features in there and what else you can do. So hopefully you'll find this helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, please let me know. Microsoft have their own Whiteboard app, which not many people know about. It is part of Office 365, and if you have an account for personal or school or business, you can use this. Now, if you go to the App Store and you search under Microsoft, there's a whole range of apps here. So you get your usual ones: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneDrive, OneNote, Scanner, Outlook. And then as you get further down, you get some ones which are not as well known, such as Microsoft To Do, Translator, which is excellent, SharePoint. And somewhere down here, if you keep looking, is Microsoft Whiteboard, which is right here. Or you can just type in Microsoft Whiteboard. And this is effectively a very slimmed down version of Explain Everything. Really easy to use, so I'm just going to open it up. And you can see that I can create a new one, or I can go for one that has just been opened. So I'm going to just open this blank white one here. Now in this blank one, you'll notice it's just a very plain canvas. It's got my name on the top and it's got a range of options here. So I'm going to tap on the three lines and see what's in the options. And you'll notice that there are certain things that are turned on here. We've got active pen, ink to shape, ink to table, and there is whiteboard background, so you can change the color of the background basically depending on your needs. Particularly useful is the fact that there's a yellow and a blue, which are the major colors for dyslexia. And then just underneath there are different grids. So for maths example, square grid, which you can zoom in on, which is really nice for writing multiplication questions. So I'm just going to choose there. You can model there how to write in the squares. On the other backgrounds there, you've got graph paper, hybrid paper, lots and lots of different stuff that you can choose from there. Wide rule, narrow rule, it's all there for you to get started and use this as a whiteboard. Perfect for teaching. So we've looked at the background, let's have a look at the tools underneath here. So I'm just going to go back to the normal white background here. So I'm just tapping there, change that color, and I'm just going to come out of here. And if you look on the bottom, you have all of these standard tools. So we have the rubber, which we could just rub these out here. We've got the pen tools, and if you tap the pen again, you get a choice of size of pen and different colors. We'll just stick with black. Very easy to use. Chosen the thick one there, and then as we zoom out, obviously it gets thinner and smaller. We've got the next one. There's lots of different colors. I particularly like this rainbow color, just adds a bit of something else. And it's the same with this one here. You could just add a bit of something else to that one there as well. Just lots of nice little tools in there too. So we'll just rub those out. It's got some lovely highlighting features as well. So you can choose the colour of your highlighters, you can make it as thick as you need to be. Again, going back to the ruler feature that I showed in Explain Everything, really useful for maths, great for getting your lines straight, great for looking at angles, all that kind of stuff. Really fantastic, I like that. There's a lasso, so you can draw around it and you can copy it, cut it, delete it, or move it, or do whatever you need to do. There's a feature in here that when you do write, if you hold your finger down on the letter and afterwards, it lets you do the copying, cutting again, pasting. You can turn it into different style of writing there. So just by holding down that one there, which was the magic wand, and it's got alternative text. So if you have somebody on that screen and needs a bit of extra information, you can give that some extra information. So that will have some extra information right there. Great for images if you want to add captions and things like that. So those are the basic tools for drawing, and rulers and highlighters and a few other little things. But what I particularly like about this is, I'm just going to take that rule off, is any time I press down on something, I get the option to highlight it and move it, and I can shrink it down, make it bigger, and I think that's a really nice feature in here. So we've looked at some of the basic features there. You'll notice when I originally turned it on, I have active pen, ink to shape and ink to table. And what this does is, if I do ink to shape and I draw somewhere and I keep my pen pressed on the screen, it will change it into a shape. Or it should change it into a shape. There you go, you can see it's happening sometimes it's not. There we are. So you can see that happens there. And ink to table is, if I was to just draw a square now and then draw a line down the middle of it, it changes this into a table, which I can add rows and things to, which I think is a really nice little feature. And just by moving my finger, it makes, on the lines, it makes it expandable. So you can create your own tables really quickly and really easily. And when you write in those tables, it expands with your writing, which is, I think, is another really great little feature. You'll notice on the bottom row, something that we haven't looked at yet is the plus button. And this is where you can really start to build those lessons. So you can paste in from websites or from other documents, add images, text, camera and notes. So let's have a look at adding something from a website in, a piece of text maybe. So let's go to a website. Today I was doing a bit of engineering with my year 5s. So we looked at a few little engineering challenges. I'm just going to copy that, go back to Whiteboard, hit the plus, hit paste, and there you are, straight in there. So we've got that one straight in, easy to do. We can like that particular post as well, so you can have that on there. I'm not entirely sure what the point of that feature is. We can go in and we can edit it if it's not exactly how we like. We can delete it, we can copy it, we can paste it. 3 dots, you can edit the color there as well. So really simple, and you can make the box smaller and bigger. So that's a nice feature. Plus, go to image. So I'm just going to scroll to an image here. Here is something that I was doing in my class last week, using Keynote to create our own personalized logos for films and our digital work. So I've just added that in there. Now when I add in an image, I can lock that image in place. So I can't move that until I basically put my finger on it. I can add some accessibility features, which is, if I go to that, I looked at it before, alternative text. It means if screen readers on it, it'll tell you what it is. I can cut it, trim it, do all those types of things there. So if I lock that in place and then get 3 dots, I can change everything else around that as well. So there's that. We've got text, which is just very straightforward. Add some text in. You can again edit it. You can change the color, do all that kind of stuff. Add in the camera. So you just open the camera, take a photograph. You can see my setup at home here. Add that in. You can again just hold your finger on it, move it around, resize it, I believe. Just using the white button in the bottom corner and move that where it needs to be. Again, the canvas is pretty good. It's not infinite like an Explain Everything, but you do get a decent size. You do get a very decent size board to work on. And the last one is you can add in little sticky notes. So you can just say, that might be a reminder for your class. Remember to read the instructions carefully. And you can add those little notes in as well, and again you get all those options. So those are the basic features where you can build lessons in, which is really nice. And you'll notice next to my name there's a blue circle, which if your children in your school are also on Office 365, you can add them into it, or you can share the link. You just turn the link sharing on, you can copy the link and you can send that across to somebody else, and I will model how that works now. So I have shared this link across to another iPad. I've just opened the other iPad up, and as you can see here, there is a blue dot which tells me that there is somebody in this iPad and it's being shared in this whiteboard, sorry. So I'm going to click on it and open it up, and what you should see is it is the exact whiteboard that we have got on the other side. And when I pick up the pen here and I write hello, I go across to the side in real time, it tells you PT is writing hello. If I was to draw a little smiley face on one, it would appear on the other one. And this is a really nice little feature to share your presentations with your class, so they've got them in front of them. Particularly great for dyslexic children, but also it really helps to focus them. So that's a really nice little feature. Really easy to use, just a case of sharing the link and opening up. So Google have their own version as well called Jamboard. There it is there. Just open it up. It's very similar to all the other whiteboard apps. It has all the basic tools, writing, pens, adding pictures, but it does have some really lovely features. So I'm going to start a new jam. And the first thing that you'll notice is you've got the same usual features down the side, your text. So you can add the text in very simply, and it adds it as a note. You've got the option to draw around that, and you can drag that wherever you need to. If you need to delete on this, you pull it to the bin in the bottom. You've got your colour palette, you've got your rubber in the various sizes, and you've got the pen. And the pen, I like the pen features in this because it's got lots of different things in there. So it's got your normal pen, it's got a felt tip pen, it's got a highlighter, it's got watercolours, it has handwriting recognition, so that will change out the text. It's got shape recognition, which is great, but this is my favourite. If you've ever used Google Draw before, if you draw something really basic, it will use AI to work out what it thinks it is that you're drawing, and you can change that into a drawing, which is great for your children when they're making presentations. I'm just going to take that off, because I made a mistake there. So, say you're drawing a bicycle, kids don't know how to draw a bicycle straight away. Really nice little feature, also really good for you to pull together some really good looking presentations in no time at all. Now what you'll notice about this is as well, is that if I hold my finger, again I can resize, I can copy it. But what I like is I can drag it and that'll start a new slide, which is missing in Microsoft Whiteboard for me, is the ability to move on to new slides. So I've gone on to new slide there, I'm on slide 2. If I want to go back, I just slide between the two of them. On the next page with the plus button, there are extra features. So what I can do is I can go into my camera roll and I can add things that are in my camera roll as normal. I can add more text, I can add emojis or stickers, which is great. I can search the internet for pictures, so if I go to clock, it'll give me some clocks. I can just add that in as well, so I can start building up mass things. I can search for things on the internet, clip straight from the internet, which I like. So if I want an image on climate change, or if I'm looking for an article on climate change, let's go for Key Stage 2 just to make it easier, and let's go for that one there. Anything that I find in these websites that I like, I can hit the little green circle with the scissors in, and I can snip that and put that into my work. Really easy way to build it. What I really like, I'm going to do this on the third page. Oops. There we are. Took some doing. I'm going to do it on the third page. Is I can search my drive, and anything I've got saved in my drive, any documents, I can add straight in. Now I am an ambassador for GoBubble, which is a great place to help your kids learn about social media. Now these are Google Slides, so if I tap that, So what I can do is I can search my drive and anything that I've got in there, any photographs or documents, so Google Docs or a PDF or slides I can add in. So if I go into the slides now, what I can do is I've added that slide in, but if I double tap on the slide, I can start dragging those slides out and making them full screen, so I can write on top of the slides really quickly and really easily, which I think is really lovely. So if I want to go and just build a Jamboard from an existing presentation, I can do that, and I can draw on top of that now. So I can start drawing on top of this slide now, and I can hold my finger down and I can redo that, so I can draw on top of the whole thing. Get my pen on there. And there it is. And something else which I forgot to say before is if you go onto the slide viewer at the top and you hold your finger down on the slide, you will get a list of options. If you put it on the square, the black and white square, and hold your finger down, you can select the background colours and you can change the patterns again, so you can start building and modelling those things really easily. And you can change them, apply to wall if need be, so if I hit apply to wall, they all change. Just really nice little features there. Also, it's got that great feature that if I want to share this with my class while I'm working on it, I can add people via email, or I can simply share the jam code. So turn it on, people can view, which is nice, because the Microsoft one, I do believe everybody can change it, but people can view this one. So this is the one that I would like to use, but unfortunately for some reason it just won't make the code. Now I have used this at school and it does work, but for some reason it's just blocked at home and it won't make the code. But this does mean that you can share it with other people in your class so they can see it. I hope you found this useful. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next one.